Hello everybody, this is Varina Mehrotra and let's learn how to debate. So I have been debating for the past 5 years. I have participated in multiple debate competitions, nationwide debate competitions, and I have won quite a few as well. So today we're going to learn how to debate, and debating is not just about facts and figures, it is also about fun. That is 90% of what debating is. So let us start with the most basic thing. What is debating? If you Google it or if you search it on the dictionary, debating is a formal discussion between two individuals and they have different ideas, etc. etc. However, what exactly is the essence of debating? Because that is just the factual definition. That is just the definition that you find in dictionaries. What is the essence of debating? Debating is about gaining more knowledge, about stretching outside of your comfort zone, about listening to others, gaining new ideas, listening to new ideas, and overall making it a magical experience. An experience that you can learn from, that you enjoy most of all. Now, let us understand another very basic point which contains a lot of importance in debating. What is the difference between an argument and a debate? So what if you have a conflict with one of your friends and both of you are yelling at each other, you're not listening to each other, it's just all screaming. That is not a debate. That is an argument. A debate is a more structured form where both of you can accurately express your ideas without being interrupted by the other one. While in debating, there is no rule. It's all arbitrary yelling. So an argument is more chaotic than a debate, and a debate is more formal and structured. How does debating help you as a person? You might ask, why should I learn how to debate? Well, speaking from personal experience, debate has helped me not only in winning awards or creating a better CV for college, but debating has made me grow as an individual. It has taught me skills necessary for not just expressing my opinion, but also my extracurriculars like dance. And it is going to help me in the future. It is going to help me in colleges. It is going to help me in job interviews. And it is going to help you too. Debating is a key life skill. You must know how to debate. It's not just for actual debates, but it's for every other field of your life. It's going to help you lifelong. That is 100% guarantee. So the first and foremost point is being confident. Because if you have the confidence in yourself, then it is going to create the impression of you that you are a confident person. You are a good debater. Because I know that debating should rely more on the points that you're making, the way that you're speaking, but the very first impression you're creating on your audience is how confident you are. So if you aren't confident, nobody will really want to listen to you, which is why I have some tips for you to become confident. Firstly, do not stutter. Because when you stutter, it automatically shows the other person that you're not confident in yourself. You have to be confident in yourself. You have to believe in yourself. So first of all, do not stutter. Always try to say your speech in front of the mirror or recite your speech to your family members or friends. Take their opinion as well. And just be prepared. Say it over and over. The more you say it, the better. Do not be worried. The audience is not a bunch of crocodiles. They're not going to bite your head off. They actually just want to listen to you. Now, secondly, always sit up straight or stand up straight. So when you stand up straight, this is what all our parents tell us. All our family members are telling us, why are you slouching? Sit up straight. That is very important in debating as well, because it's not just because it's good for your backbone, but it's also because it creates an impression that you are a confident person who is very confident with his or her ideas, and everybody is going to rely on you more. They're going to trust you more. They're going to believe in you more. Secondly, always use your hands while speaking. As you've been seeing, I have been using my hands while I was speaking, and using your hands, if you use your hands too much, it just confuses the other person and it's way too chaotic, which is why use your hands, but do not use them too much. Don't flap them around here and there. Use them with a certain poise, because when you're using your hands, it's like you're explaining to the other person that the points that I'm making, they are actually quite logical. So when I'm using my hands to explain something to you, I am using my logic to appeal to your logic, which is what you want to do with an audience as well. So always use your hands, not too much. Just use your hands as though you're explaining something to them. Secondly, don't have a very relaxed body posture. That is a huge mistake that some people make. They think, why should my posture matter? Coming back to the posture point, you're having your back bent or slouching, that creates the impression that you're lazy and not confident in yourself. And you don't want to create that impression in front of your moderator. You really don't. Okay, now speak with a certain poise, as I said, as though you're explaining your points, because I have seen a lot of people just read off a website. And if you're just reading off a website and your voice will be very mechanical and technical, and people won't want to listen to you, because it will eventually, your speech will just get boring, and you don't want that, obviously. Which is why you need to speak as though you're explaining something to somebody without referring to a sheet of paper. So it's fine if you start off by referring to a sheet of paper. Everybody does that. You don't have to be the best debater from day one. Start off by reading your entire speech from a paper. Then write only points of your speech on a paper, so that you can reference it. You can reference to it quickly while you're saying the speech. Now, secondly, coming to the second part of how to become a good debater, that is using your logic. This is very important, that I have seen so many people not do. Using your logic. So research and logic are the key components of a debate. But some people seem to think that research is 80% and logic is 20%. In truth, it's 50-50. So you must always use your logic. A debate is not about mugging up your points and presenting them. It's about using your logic to understand the topic of discussion. If you don't use your logic, your points won't make that much sense to everybody else. And now another key thing, another tip that I have that usually works great, it has been working great for me. So you should always think of it from both points of view and build up on whatever your other person is saying. So for example, you're in a debate and you've been asked to speak for the motion. That does not mean that you disregard everything that is being said by your opponent, because your opponent is actually making very logical points, and that is what we're appealing to, logic. So you should also listen to them, and if they say that for the motion is incorrect because of XYZ reasons, then you consider the XYZ reasons. You say that I understand that XYZ reasons are understandable, are valid. However, then you state your solution, because that is what should happen in a debate. It should be a discussion, not just someone reading out from one website and then another person reading out from another website. I'm sorry, I'm just very against reading out from websites. Now moving on, we must look at the 7 C's of communication. The 7 C's of communication will help you become a better speaker and a better debater, because it focuses more on the way you're speaking and what you're saying, the structure of what you're saying. Okay, so the first C of communication is clear. Make your objectives clear. Whatever you're saying, say it clearly so that it's not muddled up in the mind of the person who's listening to you. Secondly, concise. Keep it clear and to the point. Nobody wants to listen to you talk about one thing for 10 minutes. So, and don't beat around the bush. That's a mistake that many people make. Don't beat around the bush. Just get to the point, and that is what most people appreciate in debates. Now, thirdly, concrete. Be specific, not vague. Whatever points you're making, state facts and figures to back them up. State facts and figures wherever you can. For example, if I am talking about a topic and I'm stating some scientific reasons why, say, soda is unhealthy. So I'm stating scientific facts, but those scientific facts, I should also state what my source for those scientific facts are. For example, if I say it's a huge hospital, then it's likely to create a better impact, because then everybody will start thinking, okay, so this is the statistics of a huge hospital, of a very good college or a very good research place, which is why they will consider your point better. And now coming to the next topic, always say the right facts and figures. Always make sure that your facts and figures are right, because then your point doesn't stand at all if it's fake news. Next, coherent. Does your message make sense? Always ensure that your message, whatever you're saying in your speech, it's like a wave. It is going in a logical flow. Because if you're saying the most important point in the middle and the lesser important points in the before it and after it, it doesn't really make sense. Because then the other person will just think, what is she saying? What is he saying? Which is why you should always plan out the structure of your debate, of your speech. You should always line up your points in a proper and a logical order. Otherwise, it just doesn't make sense. Next, complete. Does the message you're giving contain everything it needs to? So always ensure that your points, whatever you're trying to say, it's all fitted into the speech. Make your message complete. Next, courteous. Always be polite to your opponent and to the moderator and to everybody around you. This is a life skill you need to adapt in your day-to-day life as well, not just in debates. But don't get too angry that you didn't win, or just be courteous, be nice to everybody, be polite, and most importantly, have fun. That is what debating is about. It is not about who won first place, it's not about who came last. It's about enjoying yourself, gaining new experiences, and gaining new knowledge. Okay, now getting into research. Research is going to make whatever you're saying stronger. Logic is important, but it is equally important to research. And both of these combined will make you an unbeatable debater. Now let us go on to research. What are the two types of researching? First is an open-ended research. So I once went to a competition, a debate competition, where the topic was revealed to us at a certain time, and the side we were on, for or against the motion, was revealed to us half an hour later. The half an hour research I did, the neutral research I did from those between those two periods of time, was the best research I had, even better than the research that I did after I got to know my side. So it is very important to first keep a neutral view, so that you can actually understand the topic, you can actually understand both sides of the motion. Second part of the researching is focus research, where you go into the targeted regions that you want to talk about, and basically you just go into depth. Now, as we heard about previously, coherent. Our speech has to be coherent. Coherent means logical flow of information. And how do you ensure a logical flow of information? What is the head and the body and the tail of a speech? Many questions that I have faced when I was trying to explain to others what is debating is, how do you research? I mean, I tell them that, focused research, open-ended research, but then they ask, no, I get that, but what is the process of researching? Because research, as I said, it's not just open-ended and focused. Both of these topics have a large number of steps under them. So, step number 1 in researching is think logically. Ask yourself, what is the topic? What does it mean? So the first step is actually thinking about it yourself, using your logic. Don't go on Google to search up the definition. Just think about it yourself. It's not a topic you don't understand. If it is, then go to Google. But just take a moment to yourself understand the topic well, think about it. Because when you're thinking about it, you are one step ahead of those who are not thinking about it. Secondly, think logically and ask yourself, why is my motion right? Come up with logical arguments by yourself first. Think of logical arguments. First, understand the topic, then think of logical arguments in your mind. Those are the first two steps, and those are the most concrete steps. Those are the building blocks for the rest of your speech and the rest of your debate. Your third step is to copy paste the exact motion. Do not change a word. Copy paste the exact motion on Google. If it's climate change is important, then copy paste the exact thing. Climate change is important. Go to at least 5 links of what you see. Whatever you see, go to those links. Read about climate change. Then Google. If you're speaking against the motion or you're speaking for the motion, then Google for the motion that climate change is important. Then I have always recommended this to everybody. Do not be choosy when you see a number of sites before you. Do not go to one site and say that now my research is complete. I have been doing it, and I have seen my other debating friends do it as well. That they go to, if they get 10 sites on the first page, they go to each and every site and they read each and every line, because then they have information from various sources rather than simply one. So I strongly advise you to go to every site, at least 5 websites, and gather all your information from these diverse websites. So copy paste the exact motion and visit all the websites. That is step 3 and step 4. Step 5. Whatever points you find in the sites, try to find concrete proof so that you can create a better impact on your speech. Because, for example, I was researching for a debate, researching for the motion that schools should be opened at a later time. So I found a point saying that it is because students need more sleep, and I agreed. I mean, that is the point. But the website did not provide any extra points about it. It just said that students require more sleep, which is why I went to another site, I went to another tab and I googled scientific reports to prove that students need more sleep, and I got great reports from great hospitals and medical facilities. So whatever you're getting from the sites, that should not be the end of it. See, this is like a branch. You're starting from the top, then you're going down, and eventually there are many branched paths. So however much you research, it's never enough. But always try to research in depth. Go to the very last point where you're exhausted and you say that, okay, this is the most comprehensive speech I've ever written. That is a very important point about debating, and that is going to help you create the perfect speech. Well, let us learn how to properly structure our debate. Firstly, it's the opening statement where you greet everybody present there, you introduce yourself, and you state what motion you'll be speaking about and which side you'll be speaking about. And it's always nice to start with a quote. Just go and Google some quotes, some nice, witty, funny quotes. It always sets the mood for whatever you're about to say next. Now the second part of it is the starting of the debate, where you go into the topic. You state what is the definition of the topic. What is the very basic point that you think is important in your speech? And then eventually the third part of it is building up a case. Whatever research you have done, whatever information you've gathered, put it all into that, building up into that case. So you're building up a case. That is the most important part of a debate. The other parts are just to make the speech seem very nice, but the main content is all stored in the third portion, that is building up a case. Then the last portion is the conclusion, that is a very brief summary of all the points you've made And from all the points that I have mentioned above, it must be clearer than ever that my stance is right. Something like this, some quotes like these. So you can always mention those. It makes you seem like a very confident person when you say that you're sure that your points are right. Overall, what I want to say is think logically, research. Those are the 50-50 that create an entire speech and an entire debate. And do not forget to have fun. Be confident. Go with the intention of making friends. I have made so many friends through debating, and I'm sure you can as well. So just go to debate competitions. Do not have the fear of losing, because honestly, you will lose many times. It's happened to everybody. Nobody starts out as a genius. So those are the moments that you realize where you went wrong. You realize what you have to improve on, and that is how you become a good debater. Have a great day, and I hope you become great debaters in the future.